going on? I know why I do these videos. Actually, it's very therapeutic for me to get my emotions out times, and that's why I make them. And I finally, under the career challenges, our businesses, the bottom dollar bounties, finally got tier 4. I never collected the prizes. I guess you call them that on here. Be this vehicle, money, NRP. Anyone can do that. Just depends on how long you want to take. I took it relatively slow, not the slowest. We're pretty slow. But as far as the other stuff, I don't know if I'm going to do any of it. I'm still working on couple more, but I don't know if I'll actually finish it. Which it's like the pros and cons of this game. It's like I met some good people. I met some not so good people, and some of the changes they did in the game. Like if you went to a car lot and you bought yourself a car, something brand new, and you took it home, and you know a year later, the dealership comes out to your house and says, "Well, we never meant to put this radio in your car, so we're taking it back, and we're going to give you a cheaper one." Mind you, you don't have, I hope not, thousands in this game, but it's about the same principle. Same thing with the Oppressor MK2. Nerfed it. Laser, nerfed it. Hydra, nerfed it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, Oppressor MK2, I've said this before, it was named that for a reason. I met some good people, not so good people on the way. I use this mainly for distraction at this point. This game, and from chronic pain, and that's a good point about it. I can use some of my time and think about this game a little bit, and sometimes I think about it a little bit too much. But not really. I mean, I've never could understand the concepts of okay, the GTA community. First of all, I never really knew another game that had a quote community because it sounds like somebody is trying to take ownership of the so-called community, which honestly I could give two shits less about. It's even unlike my own neighborhood anymore. I don't give a shit about the community. I've tried to get some of the politicians out by voting. I've tried this. I've tried that. Do I care what goes on in the community? Yeah, I don't want to be in a community. There's a lot of, if I see somebody going in my neighbor's side window at night, yeah, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Otherwise, though, I talk to who I want to talk to, and I don't give a shit about nobody else. So, there's people in this game that think that they own the community. I made a video about a certain crew. And then they're on YouTube. I'm not even. I'm not even mentioning names at this point, and they're like, somebody I don't even know. Well, why do you make? How long you been out of crew? Long time. So why you hung up? It's like, okay, these people were trying to tell me what to do, not the whole crew itself. See, I can pick out a narcissistic people pretty well. I'm not going to get into how I know that. I'm not narcissistic. I've been around narcissistic people when I was growing up, and they're asking me, okay, first thing you got to, if you haven't figured it out, is somebody that wants to ask a lot of questions, but they don't want to answer any at all. Huge red, huge red flag. Huge. And I was asked, well, you know, I don't know why you're. I'm going back to this video. It's been made like a couple months ago, whatever. Why are you making videos about it? I'm like, well, I was told to stay away from that. First I said, well, I was told to stay away from that community, which I could give two shits less about, and I expect the same. They said, well, you're still making videos about them. Well, yeah, it's my prerogative to do that, but I'm away from your community, so it's sort of like they're trying to police me, but whatever. Just like another guy, he put me in a group on PlayStation, and I never asked to be in it. I didn't even know if I wanted to be friends with this guy, to be quite honest. And then, you know, I think it was a setup because I think either one of I think one of my friends like really clapped him before, and they were trying to get back, maybe, possibly. I'm not even sure. That's irrelevant, really. But anyway, I was reported to PlayStation from this group for something, but I don't really say too much on PlayStation and messages. Um, and I got a notification that I had breached the terms of service, all this stuff. And I asked PlayStation themselves if they could send me what exactly I said. And they didn't do it. And, you know, this is the second time this has happened. The last time it happened, I said I was getting a ketamine infusion. It was in a different group, and it got reported. But they didn't do nothing to me. I mean, what is there to report? So I had suspicions about this guy, and I was very, I guess, cautious of him because I like, where's this guy coming from? I don't understand. I don't know him. Whatever. And I left the group, and he's like, same thing, asking questions. Why did you leave the group? First of all, really, it's none of your business. Second of all, I never wanted to be in it, but, you know, I was like, somebody reported me. But they couldn't do nothing about it. Oh, yeah, I think it's, you know, so-and-so, you know, they have something out for me and this and that. Right there, second thing there, you know. Something's up with this guy. One's up. One of my friends was fighting one of my other friends for practice. And this guy comes in and asks which I didn't know he was friends with my one friend. And they were practicing, you know, fighting. And the one guy was beating the shit out of the other one, basically. And this guy I'm talking about, he come in and asked my other friend, you need help? And he's like, yeah. And my friend just beat the shit out of both of them. There's no other way to put it. Put the guy in the passive that I'm talking about, and the guy left the game. So this guy had a friend who would keep attacking me, and then one day I said, I just really don't want to fight because I'm hurting really bad physically. And he wouldn't listen. So they ended up talking a bunch of shit. I'm a little kid, this and that, or they thought I was a little kid. No. You know, they're not. And he's like, yeah, I all these guys were, you know, in my crew and in my community, and they all look like children, and the Ewo, and these dudes, when we fought them, were just job teleporting all over the map, all over the map. I don't care if you go to your facility. I don't care if you go to your apartment. Really, I don't care what you do because everyone's game's different. But they're accusing us of all these things, and we were boring, and we have it all on a live stream where they were doing all these job teleportations and everything else. But you know, we're the ones that play dirty, supposedly. But it's a game. Who the hell cares? And you said that he kicked all of us out of his crew and his community. First of all, I was never in his crew. I don't know what the hell when people talk about their community. Just because you put me in a group doesn't mean I was in your community. I could care less about the GTA community, like I said. To me, it's just a fucking game. So that's the con there. If you get the right people to play with, it's cool, but this guy's trying to stalk me and stuff, which he's kind of dumb for putting it on video because then that goes against, you know, Rockstar's terms of service anymore. You know, don't stalk people on the game itself, on the console. And yeah, I do heist work. We'll go out. Like I said, I don't really believe there is such thing as rage quitting. It's just, you're smart if you're getting the hell knocked out of you just to leave a session. I don't care who you are. Or maybe you gotta use the bathroom or something. There's other stuff going on in life besides this stupid game. It's just like we had 4 tornadoes here, and I got real lucky and I have power, but like there's people that still don't have power here, and that's more important in a game. And that's actually where you can help out your community. Right now I can't do much. I can't like really do a lot of physical labor right now. I do go, but even I can't even go to the gym right now because the gym's closed down because they don't have no power. But mainly these tornadoes, it was really weird. They just mainly ripped out electrical lines and trees. But I'm getting off the subject. But yeah, if like you're going to help a community, you can help your own community out like that, your real one. Don't give a fuck about this game, communities, because it's unreal. It's just you know, pixels on a screen, and really no one gives a shit about it. And you know, I grinded a lot of money, and this is another thing. This guy claims he grinds a lot of money. He doesn't. He has 400 and some million, which yeah, it's a lot, but he owns no cars. He doesn't do this. He live streams. I mean, I guess if you call collecting business battle goods, he won't sell a bunker because it's too much work and it sucks. Selling a acid lab, fine. He won't do MCs. He does car robberies, fine. Well, most of your videos are about fighting other players and bitching about, you know, how you're going to stalk somebody. This guy couldn't take the heat that he got himself into. Well, my friend beat the shit out of him. And says, oh, I should have kept him on. We could have fought him every night to this other dude. And they got whatever. But it shows the mentality of grown adults. This guy will not let anybody talk. He asks questions. He wants answers like that. Like, reminds me of a lot of people in this game, man. Even these crews, I'm telling you, it's the same way. They want to ask questions. They won't answer questions. They want to abide by their own rules of their so-called community. So, you play the game the way you want to play the game, and that's about it. I surround myself with people. I'm okay with who I'm with around most of the time. I got people I lost contact with. But, you know, it gets boring doing the same missions over and over, and then everyone wants to portray their character like into real life. Like, it's just, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you can put your opinions or comments. It's like, you think you're a badass in real life because of a character in a game. This is what I just don't understand. When nice people are just probably like really scrawny, never took a fighting lesson in their life, never was in the military, never was shot at in a combat situation, which there again, you know, you go into military type of things. Like, I'm not talking cruise. You fight for the rights for yourself and other people of your country, and sometimes other countries. And it's really how that works. Reserto's right. There's nothing perfect going on, by all means. But that's the idea of it. So, I met some cool people along the way, and I don't want to forget people, but like Brookman, everybody's solo's got a little channel he does car builds on. You can check that out. And like Chow and those guys, Azak. There's a lot of good people on here. That like, I think there's like 3 people. Like later on, it played like a crucial role on me actually staying on this game. And this is, I don't know exactly when I met all these people, but Kane was one of them. I would have quit if I wouldn't have played with him. That's about done. And then things switched over, and then there's a guy named Flights too. He's sort of like, he don't really play anymore. That's okay. But I think he extended it for me because of various reasons. I mean, we met through a guy that like used to sort of like, he don't play no more either. An RP grinder type of guy. And that's sort of how, I'm not getting into the story how we met, but that's basically how we met. And then, these are the positives. And then, I met this guy, Ace. And I met him almost 3 years ago. And I was in a lobby and I would do CO work, and I'm not really getting in, you know, he sent me a friend request and I didn't know like who this person was at the time. We had a mutual friend, which I didn't know, who also ended up in that lobby. And, you know, he sent me a friend request, the same message, just, man, you know, because I was literally, you know, like, there's a lot of little kids on here. I don't want to get involved in that stuff. And you get party chats with kids, and it's just a disaster on this game, because it's a mature game. And I finally accepted it, and he's like, get in a party, and I don't want to get in a party. I got in a party. It's a grown adult. And just like Flights, these other people I mentioned, we thought a lot alike, not exactly. He's a really good PvP player. Even if he wasn't, there's no reason that we shouldn't have hit it off because of his personality and stuff like that. Like, I believe that Pavel in the game, you know, the sub guy, calls himself the glue. Ace is sort of like that. He's got this way with people. But yeah, that was a positive. Just right now, I'd say he's the only reason I even play this game right now. I mean, I met some cool people through him and another guy, and got reconnected with some people. But like, yeah, that's probably the main reason I play this right now, because most other people I've lost contact with, or they don't play no more, and that's fine. But I just don't understand this whole community thing, and like, you know, how I was in somebody's crew and when I never was, and you say you grind, but you really don't grind. Most of your videos are just trying to kill other players, and then you say that they're tryhards, and then you get outnumbered and you cry for help, and I don't understand it. I got attacked the other day, yesterday, which I do fighting and I do grinding, I do it all, and I was attacked by 4 people. I got clobbered by 1, but the other 3, I clobbered them, but you're taking 4 people on at the same time. I'm by far means not that great. But like I said, it just is like not a real war because you can just turn this off and it doesn't exist no more. You just turn off the game. And well, I like the different things you could do in this game. It's actually not the best game though I've ever played. GTA really wasn't. Yeah, I use this for therapy. I make videos for therapy, and that's why I do it. And I'm hoping the gym will be back open tomorrow. My power's slowly coming on, but it hit. We're in a state of emergency, cleared by the state, but as far as I know, there was no fatalities from this, which is really good. Well, yeah, if anybody could really explain this whole community concept to me, I just don't understand it. And it's like something else that was brought up is there are no good guys or bad guys in this game. It's a game. I mean, that's what it is. And then my significant other brought up the fact, there's this guy, I believe his name is Dave Mason. And it's, I correct me if I'm wrong, and he used to actually be with Fleetwood Mac. He wrote songs for Eric Clapton, a lot of different bands he's written songs for, and it's a song called We Just Disagree. And there's no good guys, there's no bad guys, we just disagree. That's about all there is to it. I mean, if you grief people on a game, and that doesn't make you a bad guy, because I've met so-called these bad guys, and they're really not, yeah, me on the game, they're not nice, but we're nice to each other, and I put me in that. But I do a lot of different things, and they can do what they want. I have no problem with that, because they're nice guys. But never could understand it. And anytime this other guy wants to stalk, attack me, be my guest. I mean, every video he's, this guy did this, and reality is, okay, he's like, oh, no way will talk to me a certain way, he says in real life, or else he'll be sucking through a straw. In most instances, the minute that happens, that person might be sucking through a straw, and more than likely, you're going to be in jail. Not all the time, because not everything is perfect, but that's the reality of that. Then you're going to screw yourself up, because you're going to be taking on an assault. You might even murder a person on accident. Then you're looking at what, like manslaughter, second-degree murder, third-degree murder, it depends on the situation. Like I said, there's so many other deep issues in life that I don't care about this game. It's just like the word woke is just so widely used anymore. I don't even know what it means. I don't care what it means. It's like everyone's... It's actually the opposite of what I thought it meant, but it just Well, it's like racism. The media feeds racism. Think about it. So I get into subjects other than the game, but thanks for listening.